Hi everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamps. So glad you're joining me today. I've got a couple of projects to share with you featuring the repeating circles die. So I'm starting with this adorable Breakfast Buddies stamp set, and it has several really cute little food images that fit perfectly inside the circle openings on the repeating circles die. So that's why I want to show you some fun little ways or little things that you can tuck inside the holes of the repeating circles die. So I'm stamping several of these. Okay, the Pop-Tarts. Who can resist a Pop-Tart? I mean, personally, I'm not really a Pop-Tart lover. My kids do like them, some of the kids. I don't buy them much because here's the thing. In my house, if you buy it, it's gone. Like a bag of chips, if you open it, they're gone. If you buy a box of Pop-Tart, you open it, they're gone. That's how it goes around here. So sometimes I'm weak and I buy the junk. And when I do buy it, they eat it. If I don't buy it, they don't eat it. Funny how that works like that, but the worst, I'll tell you what the worst is bringing one of your kids to the grocery store with you. Next thing you know, you got Pringles and Twizzler and juice boxes. It's like, hold up. You do not come to the grocery store with me because, you got to pick your battles. I can't fight my whole way through Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm coloring. I'm not really sure if there's actually a Pop-Tart with blue frosting, but I'm just going with it. I'm trying to bring in as much color as I can. And I sped this up because I do color quite slowly. Now I'm coloring all the little sprinkles on the Pop-Tart. My markers are starting to be in need of some maintenance. Some of my marker tips, like the nibs, they're getting like frayed, like stringy. They need to be replaced, but I'm not really into Copic marker maintenance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to take the time for that. So this adorable little teacup. And then I'm taking the coordinating Breakfast Buddies dies, and I'm going to die cut these out so that I can pop them up inside the little window openings that you'll get when you use the repeating circles die. So that's what's next. I'm going to make a panel. I have a panel of cream cardstock, and I'm going to die cut the repeating circles into the cream cardstock, and then I'm going to pop this up onto a white card base. So it gives you that subtle neutral contrast. So I put a bunch of foam tape on the cream panel, popping this up onto the white. See how you get that subtle contrast? I love that. One of my favorite things to do is use cream on white. Probably why most of the walls in my house are cream with white trim. See how that goes? Same with my cards. And then I bring in the color with the images. Now here's the afterthought, the sentiment, which one to use. I decided to use this one, "You Are My Butter Half." So I embossed this in white onto a strip of black cardstock. You can see there that I've also embossed another sentiment. It says, "I love you from the bottom of my tart." I love that one too. I'll show you once I emboss this how I always have this dilemma. Should I use this one? I wasn't sure about the size of it. It was a little bit big and chunky. This one was a little more streamlined, a little more subtle, and it wasn't too distracting. So I went with "You Are My Butter Half." Now I'm going to show you one more because one word, monkey. And this adorable little picture book monkey happens to fit perfectly inside the circle window openings of the repeating circles die. So I die cut 6 little monkeys. Yes, so I did a combination of craft and cream, and it took some time. I had to do it 6 times. So I ran through 6 with craft, 6 with cream. Then I had to do 6 with a light pink for the ears. And then another 6 for the little black dots on the eyes. Oh, yes, I did. I know I'm crazy. Do you guys know how I feel about monkeys? Have you ever heard my story about monkeys? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Should I just tell it again? You guys can be like my kids and just roll your eyes and say, "Mom, you've told me this 100 times. But when I was little, my grandma lived down the street from a pet shop. I kid you not. And so sometimes I would stay with my grandma, and occasionally she would let me walk down the street to the pet store and just go. I'm an animal lover, like really. And down in the basement of this pet shop, they had monkeys. I am not making this up. Okay, so they would let me go down there, and I would just sit there. And I'm telling you, the monkeys stared at me. We had eye contact, and we had a connection. Everyone always laughs when I tell a story. They don't believe me. But I feel in my heart that the monkeys made a connection with me, and I love monkeys. And I know it seems far-fetched to want a monkey for a pet, but both my mom and my dad had monkeys for pets. See how that goes? And okay, now I'm going to say it wasn't all good stories. My mom used to say how the monkey would get into the kitchen cupboard and rip open a bag of sugar and pour it all over. They had to put a diaper on the monkey, and occasionally it would bite you. And so, yeah, it wasn't all good stories. I think she would tell me these horror stories so that I would realize how impractical it is to have a pet monkey. But nevertheless, I always wanted one, and I never got one. At this point in life, we have 5 kids, right? So I would really settle for a dog. I'd like to have a dog and a cat. You guys are going to have to talk my husband into that one. He's like, we got enough living things in this house. We don't need any more mess. Which is true because our house looks like a bomb went off, but that's another story. Okay, so now I die cut the repeating circles into, this is my favorite plaid pattern from Lawn Fawn. My favorite of all time, and I sacrificed it only because monkeys were involved. So once I pop up that panel, I'm going to pop up the monkeys. I've already done 5. I'll show you how I do it with this 6th little monkey. You do have to trim it so any of the excess doesn't show, and then you put a little piece of foam tape on the back and you simply tuck it. The fun thing about monkeys is you can do them upside, sideways, because you know monkeys are like that. And then lastly, a sentiment. So I didn't happen to have the perfectly punny monkey related sentiment, so I just wanted something that had to do with smiles because that's how I feel about all the monkeys. You make me smile. This is from the Best Friends stamp set. I embossed that in white on a strip of black, really similar to how I did it on the first card with the You're My Butter half. And so lots of fun ideas and ways of things you can tuck inside the repeating circles. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.